Have you ever been told to try to use a social story with a student and you're like, how's that going to work? I used to think that too. Hi, I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders, and today I'm here to chat about the power of a simple social story. When used correctly and written well, a social story can be a powerful tool to get students to do what you want them to do, or to make socially acceptable choices. A social story gives students a social script and the cues that they need to be able to navigate a situation. Could be in your classroom, could be outside of your classroom. There's a number of different reasons to use a social story. You can use them with individual students or even your whole class if it's something that your whole class is having trouble with. So let's start with the components that make a good social story. First of all, it has to be clear about one specific issue or situation that you're trying to help the student navigate. Crystal clear. Next, you need to identify what the student is expected to do and why. Okay, and what happens as a result. So here is an example of a social story. This one's a little bit longer. They can be shorter. They can be even longer than this. But this one is about interrupting in class. And I'll put it over here to the side. But it starts with, I will not call out in class. When I call out, I interrupt my teacher and my classmates, and I keep them and myself from learning. Right? So here, we're working on not calling out, not talking when we're not supposed to be. And why? Well, because I'm interrupting people's learning, and that's not a good thing. During class, and then you're going to give them, instead of calling out, a replacement behavior. During class, when I want to talk, I need to raise my hand. I wait for my teacher to call on me, and then I can speak. When my teacher calls on me, then it's my turn to talk. Okay, I'm not just talking, I need to wait for her. I can ask my question or share my answer. Then, okay, well, what if I raise my hand and no one's calling on me, right? That's going to be a question the kid has. Like, sometimes it's not a good time to talk, and my teacher might not call on me. I can write my idea or question instead, or wait until it's okay to talk. So it's addressing those situations as well. And again, giving a solution that isn't throwing a temper tantrum. And then at the end, it wraps it up with, when I wait to speak instead of calling out, I am polite. This makes my teacher and my classmates happy, and that makes me feel good. Okay? But in order to be effective, you have to give kids a replacement. If you don't want them to just blurt out and then throw a tantrum if they don't get called on, because maybe they've already tried the raising their hand, right? You have to give them some options. Like, you can either wait till it's an okay time to talk, you can write it down somewhere, those kinds of things. So I like a social story like this, one page, because I don't lose the other pages. And I can just pull it out and go over it with the kiddo or the whole class. A lot of times, especially with calling out, that's a great one to review with the whole entire class. But there are also, in all of my social stories, a little reader, a little book. They're all 6 pages, so they're short and sweet, so that the kiddo can take it home, can read it. It feels more like a book. There are black and white options as well. There you go. And then you can have them color, and then it feels like their book and it's special. And you read it every day for at least a week or so for that consistency, especially kiddos with autism or other spectrum neurodivergent kids. These are especially helpful because reading it over and over helps it to sink into their brain. It gives them that consistency, that repetition that they need in order for it to become a routine and normal part of their day. So that's why maybe reading at one time isn't going to change much. But if you read it every morning when they come in as part of their morning routine, and they read it at home with mom and dad, or they read it with their special ed teacher, or they read it with their speech teacher or OT or whoever is working with them, and it's pervasive that everybody is giving the same directive, the same direction, that's where the magic lies. When everybody's on the same page because the story says so, this is what I'm going to do, then it can work. You can write a social story for almost any situation. Using the bathroom, walking in the hallway, transitioning from a preferred to a non-preferred activity. That's a tough one. Hitting, if a kid's having trouble keeping their hands to themselves. Doing their job at school. Making friends. There's so many reasons. Riding the school bus. A fire drill. There's so many different things throughout your day that you can write a social story for. And you can write it with your students. Take a picture of things in your classroom and make them feel like part of the story. That can be helpful and effective as well. But giving, here's what we're going to do, or in some cases, here's what we're not going to do. No hitting. Okay, people are going to make me feel upset. I will not hit. Then what are you going to do instead? A replacement, some kind of replacement behavior. Okay, if I get upset, instead of hitting, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to count to 10. I'm going to take deep breaths. Whatever it is that you want your student to do is in that story. And then how will I feel when I take deep breaths instead of hitting? Okay. How will I feel when I raise my hand and wait to be called on? Well, look, my teacher's going to be happy. My classmates are going to be happy because I'm not interrupting and talking over them anymore. And that's going to make me feel good too. So going over all of those reasons and replacement behaviors are key to making your social story work. All right, are you ready to try? This story, I will not call out, is free for my email subscribers. You will find the link to that down below. While you're there, comment. Let me know what other social situations you need social stories for. I am happy to help and point you in the right direction if I already have stories for that. And while you're there, please like and subscribe. That lets YouTube know other kindergarten teachers will find this helpful as well. Like I said, that story is free down below. I will also link some helpful blog posts and other places to get some ideas for reinforcing those important social skills in your classroom. If you have any questions for me, here is all my contact information. Like I said, I'm Amy from Teaching Exceptional Kinders. And until next time, have an exceptional day.